Hey guys, what's up? We are here again for one more Beauty Bites, and today we are with the girls from SKIN1004. I know you guys were super curious about them, so this is the time to get all your questions answered. So let's start it. So for the ones that don't remember, I'm Carol and
I'm Sarah
from Vicky. And you guys, can you give us a brief introduction of yourselves? Like, what's your role in SKIN1004? And also tell us a little bit about the brand.
My name is Senna and I am a country manager at SKIN1004. The things that I'm responsible for are sales within the US territory and platforms.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria. I'm responsible for Europe and CIS marketing.
So let's start with like a brief introduction of the brand. How did everything start? What is your main concept?
I think, as everybody knows, like our brand's main concept is based around Centella asiatica, that's from Madagascar. And the reason why we sourced our Centella from Madagascar is because we believe that, you know, whatever touches your skin should be pure and the raw ingredients should be pure, and there should be no questions about that. And so when we were looking for these pure raw ingredients, we ended up in Madagascar and found, I guess, this land where the raw ingredients were untouched by human hands. And so I guess that's where we kind of began. And with that Centella, we've been able to extend our line to so many products and make variations like the moisture line or like the brightening line.
Actually, I was curious about like the Hyalu-Cica line. Like, why did you think of using hyaluronic acid with like Centella? Was there like a reason behind that, or just it sounded cool?
I think the name is pretty fun.
It is pretty fun. Yeah. I like it.
It's pretty fun to say, and it's really uncommon. But I think it's pretty well known that hyaluronic acid helps with, you know, moisture care, and you really can't go wrong without it. I think that's where we started.
Are they like a perfect combo, like mixing Centella with hyaluronic acid? It's like the magical formula for perfect skin?
Honestly, I have no idea because I don't make the products myself. But we do have our product managers who, you know, take into consideration of like what's trendy within skincare now and like what ingredients are better, what chemical ingredients go better with some other ingredients.
Yeah, they also try to find the gold ratio. I think every day they bring us some new samples of the new products and saying like, please try. And I think most people in the office, they try the samples, then we send our review, then they try, you know, to improve the formula, and then they give us samples again and again and again until we'll find the secret perfect formula. Yeah, but I think we really spend a lot of time and a lot of efforts in order to make the best product.
How many do you usually test? Like in a given month, you get a lot of tests?
Yeah, I think that's the best part about like working at a cosmetic company, and especially for us, is that it's really fun because we all have different skin types and we all have different opinions, and some prefer like
more moisturizing,
yeah, like super thick
or
kind of
sticky one effect, or someone prefers, you know, glowing skin, someone does not.
Yeah.
So
it's really cool to get the diverse opinions about the product, and then see which opinions are like the most common and what are like the opinions that are like really crucial to the final product. And if anything like that comes up, then our product managers, you know, take that into consideration and change the formula up a bit. And what I really appreciate about how they invest their time in the product is that too much of something isn't always the best. And so they really make an effort to find what's the most appropriate amount that's going to be helpful for your skin.
Yeah. So maybe you guys can tell us a little bit more of how is it like your daily life working for SKIN1004?
Our office environment and like the people that we work with are really flexible, and
yeah, I feel very comfortable, you know, even though we are a Korean company, the atmosphere inside is not like in ordinary Korean company. We don't have dress code. We also we have music turned on, so you know there is no silence, you know. And what I like most is that we keep calling each other by the name, not by the position. So it really feels like we are a family. It helps, you know, when you're not on the pressure that much. Yeah, even though the working in the cosmetic is fun, but you know, still there are some responsibility. Like, you know, you are preparing this the product for this much audience, and I feel quite being responsible.
I think one of the fun things that I found working here was that I didn't think that I would find such close friends from work, but like Maria said, like with the community that we have with our coworkers, I was able to find like lifelong friends that I think I will stay with, even if I do in the future maybe change companies or change my scope of work. And I think that's really valuable and really hard, sometimes really hard to find, even though it sounds really common. And I think that's one of the valuable things about SKIN1004 and the people behind it.
Definitely like the people you work with, that kind of synergy is so important, especially when you're like coming up with like, you know, brand, concept, everything. Like the more you can work together and like bounce off ideas, it's so much better, I think.
Yeah, and I think because we're so fast-paced, we're constantly trying to like make things better, like make it better for our customers, better for ourselves, and really grow this brand. It's tough, honestly, it's tough, and you're always working your mind like, you know, I don't think SKIN1004 leaves our brain just because we're off of work. It's always in there. Because we have that community, I think that's the way it's possible. Like, you know, you can run further with your friends.
As a company, do you guys keep up with the trends to like come up with specific ingredients or specific types of skincare that it's like more famous now or something? How does that work?
I think depending on the role, like everybody tries to keep up with things that are related to our business.
We have a big team. I think right now we have about 40 or something, and also we have a strategy team who, you know, searching the trends. Then we have the brand production team. They are responsible for, you know, searching new products or
like new skincare technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a content team that usually keeping in touch with the trends. We have marketing teams who is responsible for marketing activities, the sales teams.
I think that's why it's so important to communicate within each other, so that, you know, whatever somebody finds in their own field can become something more valuable to another team.
We can share it. We usually have, for example, the sales and the brand production managers. We have meetings during the sales. You can get some feedbacks from the customers, then you have to, you know, let it, you know, to the production team, and that is how it's going. Yeah,
one thing that a lot of our viewers were curious about as well was how to pronounce the brand name, because some people say SKIN1004, some people say SKIN1004, some people say SKIN1004. So we wanted to know a little bit more. How do we say it, and like why is this peculiar name?
So in Korean, it is correct to say SKIN1004 because how the name started is that 1004, 1004, the number. In Korean, it's pronounced 천사, and 천사 is angel in Korean. But I think among our like community within like the English-speaking community, we've stuck with the name SKIN1004. And so officially in Korean, it's SKIN1004, and then in English, we've been calling it SKIN1004.
Okay, setting the record straight. Yeah. SKIN1004.
No more questions about that.
Yeah. No.
All right. So now let's talk a little bit more about your product lines. We all know that all of them have the precious Madagascar Centella, but let's understand a little bit more for which type of skin each line is for, and I don't know, let's discover more about the ingredients. So we have here your signature Centella line. Let's talk a little bit about it. Like, it's a pretty big line. So.
Yeah, like the color too. Like, why did you think of this color? Because it's just so like liquid gold.
Well, this is the natural color of the Centella extract.
Yeah, I think because it has like the natural like light brownish tint to it, it makes sense to, you know, go with that mood. And our like brand content team, they found that like we wanted to have the natural skincare feeling and vibe without putting the green and the leaves at the forefront. If you see our Instagram and our images, we put like the great nature, like, you know, oceans and mountains and places you won't see in your day-to-day life. And that's our image of untouched nature, and we're trying to portray that into our products as much as possible. So for our main Centella line, we have, you know, cleansing products, toner, ampoule, and some additional products. And so here we have our cleansing oil. I use this every day. This is one of my favorite products. And then our ampoule foam, which is like a cleansing foam, but I think it's more gentle than like the normal cleansing foam type products. The interesting thing is that it's a cleansing foam, but it has our like ampoule inside it, and so it's soothing as well as cleansing. And then we have our toning toner, and our best selling product, our Centella ampoule. I'm sure you guys have seen it on Instagram and on Picky. And our soothing cream we brought today, our sunscreen, and one of our newest products is the quick calming pad.
I use it in the office, you know, in order to keep my skin moisturized because it's very easily to use.
Yeah, especially now during the winter because like it's so cold outside, so everybody's like blasting the heaters inside and it gets really, really dry. So I see how that can be super helpful.
And it's really helpful that you're working at a skincare company because you have so many products in front of you. Yeah. And it's really funny because our coworkers, they actually do use the products at the office. And sometimes it's like silent with only the music, and you'll hear like somebody putting on the mist, our hyaluronic acid mist.
Yeah, and it's not only the girls who are using the products. We also have some men co-workers who are also using the skincare, and especially, you know, they are. I think that they are most are into the Hyalu-Cica mist one. Yeah, it's very moisturizing and it keeps for a long time. I think 2 or 3 hours.
Our sunscreen is pretty special because I personally wasn't a person who wore sunscreen. I'm sorry. And I really didn't take good care of my skin. And the reason why was because I could never find the right products. And I hated the, you know, the scent of like the particular scent that sunscreen typically has, and how thick it is, and I always felt like it was so dry. Yeah, I think the reason why I keep using it is because it's pretty soft, but it's not so drowning that I feel greasy. And sometimes I can just wear it without wearing any makeup, and I feel like it covers up some of my spots. Yeah, without the makeup, and yeah.
Now the Hyalu-Cica line, the really fun one to say. So can you tell us a little bit about this line and maybe how it's a little bit different from your signature line?
I think that's because of the blue serum, and that's one of our best sellers. And so, but the Hyalu-Cica line, it's if we break down the name, the Hyalu comes from hyaluronic acid, and then the Cica comes from Centella. So we've mixed hyaluronic acid with Centella, and I think that's how we've come to find this really soothing yet moisturizing product. And so with that, we have our toner, we have the blue serum, and the sleeping pack. And I think most people's favorite is the blue serum and the sleeping pack. Yeah, we've had to break down the name a couple of times before it became well understood. A lot of our fans already have that, and so when we speak about the Hyalu-Cica line, they know what we're talking about. Yeah. So for our final line that's already available to our customers, we have our Tone Brightening line. And the line's focused on brightening your skin and finding that inner glow. And when you're actually applying to your skin and you're rubbing it in, that's when the ingredients come out and they can be absorbed into the skin. And so when we launched the product, I think a lot of our customers, because they were so used to the like light and like watery feeling of the Centella ampoule, people who are looking for more of like a viscous and like a thicker kind of ampoule really like this product because it had that kind of gel-like texture. And I think that's how our brand is trying to work. You know, if we hear feedback from our customers, we really try to shape the next products to fit whatever skincare needs that we find. And yeah, I think that's how our new products end up coming to be.
We are having a new upcoming line dedicated for tightening the pore, or for some if they have oily skin. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the interesting thing about these products is the fact that you know, not only do they make your pores tighter horizontally, but also vertically. And so people who find that a skin can find pore control a big skin concern, this product would be suitable for them.
So, and I noticed that there is some mysterious thing in here. Are you launching like a soap line?
Actually, this is one of the key ingredients in our poremizing line. It's 𝗃𝗾𝗾𝗾𝗾. And so this time we've mixed Centella asiatica extract with 𝗃𝗾𝗾𝗾 to take care of your pores.
That's really nice, and it's kind of interesting, at least to me, because usually when you think about salt, it's usually like a drying agent, like it pulls water out.
You know, with our belief of finding our raw ingredients with an untouched nature, we naturally ended up with the Himalayans and Madagascar Centella and Himalayan pink salt. Put them together, we have the two pure and raw ingredients, and that's how this line kind of came to be. And so even in the packaging, we've added a pink image of the Himalayans, and so, you know, our customers can have that experience.
Yeah, it's really nice how the concept is always behind every product. There is always, like you mentioned before, the great nature coming into the bottle, so like you can experience it in your skin as well. It's very interesting.
Yeah, so I really love this packaging. Like was there a reason why you wanted to get like the holographic type of text on it?
I think because the bottle was pink, we thought it would be fun and kind of like a very like trendy and poppy factor if we added the holographic text.
And I think all the girls will like it.
I mean, I do. So it's really cool.
And so because the product is clear, I think we wanted to really differentiate between the tone brightening line and the poremizing line. And with that, you know, packaging is always the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we had the famous blue line. Is this gonna be the famous pink line now?
But hopefully you guys remember it as the poremizing and the Hyalu-Cica line. Yeah. So I think for Centella, it's mostly suitable for people who have a bit more of a redness or like prone to irritation type of skin because of the soothing effects, I think. Because it's so gentle, I think that's why it's like the most well-used all-around line. And then for the Hyalu-Cica, obviously it's mostly for moisturizing. And so people who want that Centella of the soothing effect plus moisture, you can try the Hyalu-Cica line. For the tone brightening line, for people who have skin concerns about like brightening or have like dark spots that they want to take care of, I would recommend the tone brightening line. And then for the last line that we've shown you guys, the poremizing one, if you are concerned about clogged pores or enlarged pores, that line will be the best fit.
And then regarding skin types, would they be suitable for most skin types, like oily or like combination and even dry?
I think all of our products are kind of made to be hypoallergenic and like really gentle. So people with sensitive skin can try the products without concern that it's going to, you know, ruin their skin or cause any irritations. But always with any type of skincare, it's always important to, you know, patch test and make sure that it's, you know, actually fitting for your skin, and also check the ingredients to see if you're allergic to any of the ingredients. And if you have any questions, you can always ask any of the SKIN1004 Instagram accounts, and our staff will always be there to answer those questions for you. We wanted to also use this time today to answer some of the questions that our fans have had about the brand. And so I have the list of questions that you guys sent us through our Instagram story, and wanted to, you know, share some of the answers with you guys as well. And one of the questions that I found interesting were a lot of questions about whether you can use different products, different product lines with each other. And our answer would be, yeah, definitely. Like, I've been doing it myself. I know Maria has her own favorite products within each different line. And so as long as you're checking the ingredients and whether they're a good fit for your skin, there shouldn't be any problems with you using the products together, and that's what they're for.
Mix and match.
Yeah.
And we've also received a lot of questions about how our fans can become more involved with the brand. And we noticed that a lot of you guys are interested in becoming reviewers or brand ambassadors. And we would like to tell you that we recommend that you guys follow our Instagram accounts, and we have events happening. Also, we've been working very closely with Picky, and so please watch on their platform whether we have any events coming up. One of the more funnier questions that we received from our fans was a question about any K-drama recommendations. So I think we should talk about any content that we would like to recommend to our fans.
So I will definitely recommend to watch the drama called Reply. They have several series about the 19th and the 18th. So, you know, just in order to get to know about the people, like how Korea became the Korea we know right now. It really helped me to get a lot of, you know, the stuff, you know, that Korean people used to joke about, but I was like, what is happening? What is it about? Yeah, so it really teach you a lot about Korea, and I think, yeah, the actors are very
Cute.
Yeah.
Good to be honest. I think I'd have to stick with lately. I've been using Netflix a lot just because I've been spending a lot of time at home, and when I'm off work, it's really hard to like catch the times of K-dramas that are live at the moment. So the Netflix K-dramas have been really helping me out. You know, Squid Game already, everybody probably already knows about it. I like those kinds of like, kind of more heavy, but like dense and like mystery involved kind of dramas. So like I've been, yeah, like Squid Game, like DP. There's so many more, and they keep coming out. So I've always been looking forward to those.
By the way, we didn't mention, but our products was in K-drama.
Really? Which one?
It was in like one of the YouTube web dramas.
Oh.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys learned a lot more about SKIN1004.
Thank you guys for inviting us. I think we definitely had a good time talking about the brand and talking to you guys in a very comfortable setting. And hopefully our viewers have gotten to know our brand a bit better and the people behind it.
So leave on the comments if you want us to go one day behind SKIN1004 like office. And also share with your friends if you think that this is gonna be helpful information for them, or like help us spread the love. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.